Tonight we'll have a UW system budget update with Chancellor Bernie Patterson, the Black Student Union Soul Food Dinner, and some student opinions on the controversial film 50 Shades of Grey.
All this and more coming up on SPTV News.
From the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, this is your SPTV News with Milica Mitrovic and Marty Kaufman.
This week in campus news, students and community members tell us their opinions on the budget cuts to the UW system. SPTV's Emily Markson has a story.
Last week, the Stevens Point community was invited to a budget forum where State Representative Katrina Shanklin spoke and answered questions. A local business owner told SPTV what he thinks will happen here at UWSP if the proposed budget takes place.
I think it's going to change the university system from what it has been. And I know it's going to change it as far as the quality of professors and the quantity of students that can get into it.
Okay.
And so my experience in Madison, my wife had a long experience with education. She was on the Board of Regents for 11 years that runs the system. So we're greatly interested between us in higher education and preserving and keeping and expanding it. That's why we're here.
One student's brother is contemplating his future further after the proposed budget was released.
I'm concerned about the budget cuts and what it might affect for me and also what it might mean because my brother is graduating from high school this year and considering colleges. And he was already considering out-of-state colleges, but now he's leaning more in that direction because he's concerned about the quality of education in the UW system. But he has been accepted to Stevens Point, and so it is still a decision that he's making, and so it will affect him.
Another student is worried about job placement and how the cut could affect her future.
I can't see it being beneficial, really, because the cuts that they're making, like I said, directly impact students, and students like us are the ones that are going to be joining the workforce, within a few years after we graduate. And if we don't get the same kind of education that sets us apart from other schools, especially other natural resources schools around the nation, then there's not really much that we can put behind this.
Other students are concerned about Governor Walker's motives.
This session is supposed to focus on workforce development, but yet he's cutting our education system, and that is really ironic. How is he planning on helping develop our workforce when he's taking away our education, and it's education that people really need to put us above other people from out of state and other places in the country?
The governor is going to do whatever he can to be elected president, and if he has a bit of a rebellion on his hands, it's not going to go well for him. So I think the governor should listen to businesses, listen to newspapers, especially those individuals who have that same right-wing mindset that he has.
To make your voice heard on this issue, go to public forums and reach out to your legislature. For SPTV News, I'm Emily Markson.
We will keep you updated on the story as more information is released.
The Black Student Union hosted the Soul Food Dinner Sunday evening with a special guest speaker. The event featured various foods such as okra, fried chicken, fried catfish, and black-eyed peas. After guests ate their food, Dr. Elaine Richardson shared her story of how she went from the streets to getting her PhD. Not only did she speak, but presented her story through song. What a great event for people to enjoy soul food.
This Wednesday, the casino night is back. RHA will be holding this event in the layer room from 8 to 10 p.m. There will be games and free food for everyone, and we'll have footage from this in next week's newscast.
In local news this week, Marshfield Clinic officials are planning to build a $175 million health facility near Marshfield Clinic. This plan would create more healthcare jobs and would provide low-cost care to patients in the area. Plan for the proposed facility will be completed within the next 6 months.
Students at the local charter school McKinley Center band together to help out their classmate who is in need of a second heart transplant. 4 days later, the students had raised over $6,000 for the 6-year-old Jaden Davey. Flower sales, coin challenges, and popcorn sales all went to the family. Davey is on the list to receive a transplant, but it's just a waiting game until one will come for him.
Last week in Stevens Point, the 2 candidates for mayor were determined in the primary elections. Mike Wiesa and Jerry Moore will continue on The April election replaced Gary Westcott. Wiesa had 1,491 votes and Moore had 368. Only about 15% showed up for the election. April 7th marks the mayoral election for Stevens Point.
In national news this week, malls in the U.S., in the UK, and in Canada are all on alert. A terror group called for attacks on Western shopping malls in a video which surfaced over the weekend. Andrew Spencer reports there isn't a specific threat, but officials are taking the risk seriously.
Al-Shabaab's attack on an upscale mall in Nairobi, Kenya left more than 60 people dead in 2013. In a video which surfaced over the weekend, a masked man suggests the terror group has aspirations outside where it typically operates, in Somalia, Kenya, and Uganda.
What if such an attack was to occur in the Mall of America in Minnesota?
Some shoppers at the Mall of America this weekend expressed concern about the potential for an attack, but they weren't letting it affect them.
I'm just like, if it happens, it happens.
Officials there say they've added extra security. The mall already sees regular patrols by the Bloomington Police Department, which describes the Mall of America as a, quote, very safe place. Al-Shabaab lists other potential targets in the video as well, including the West Edmonton Mall in Alberta, Canada, which Edmonton police say is also, quote, very safe.
This was a very general comment. It wasn't specific. We do not have an identified specific threat.
But government agencies in the U.S. and Canada are paying attention, even though they say there's no specific or credible evidence that an attack is being planned.
Given how the threat is evolving, that is becoming a less and less relevant statement, because you and I won't necessarily know about when the next bad actor is going to strike.
I'm Andrew Spencer, reporting.
We will have more on this story as it develops.
More than a week after Congress approved it, President Obama will make a decision on the Keystone XL pipeline this week. The bill authorizes the construction of the controversial pipeline that would carry oil from Canada to the Gulf of Mexico. The White House says the bill has yet to reach President Obama's desk, but he knows what to do with it.
I have been a little perplexed by the process and the way that it's unfolded. I understand that Congress passed this bill like 10 days ago, but yet it's just going to come to the White House apparently as early as tomorrow. But I would anticipate that, as we've been saying for years, the president would veto that legislation, and he will. So I would not anticipate a lot of drama or fanfare around it.
Congress does not appear to have the votes to override a veto. Supporters say the pipeline will create new jobs, but Obama has said the State Department must review the pipeline plans before it can be approved.
Well, that's all we have for news this evening. Next up is Chris Watkins with the latest in Pointer Sports.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in animals or just looking for a way to help preserve wildlife? Then the Wildlife Society might be just for you. As one of the largest organizations at UWSP, you will have your chance to help in projects that study and preserve animals, network with professionals, and meet like-minded people. Join us Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and join the Wildlife Society today.
All of the music's here on PMTV Late Night. Catch PMTV running all night long only on SPTV.
Let's have a party. Let's have a party.
You're watching SPTV on Channel 983, your Stevens Point home for news, music, sports, and more.
The Love Doctor is in. Catch all the college romance, dating culture, and love advice from the Love Doctor herself. Michaela Hilgart is The Love Doctor, only right here on SPTV.
Brown, this is Adam Yurkovsky and Justin Pomplin. If you enjoy our Final Take show, make sure you tune in every week to stay up to date on Stevens Point sports. Remember, Pointers, anything sports.
Want to get your game on? Stay up to date on all things video games with SPTV's newest show, Good Game. Join us as we keep you informed on the biggest events in video game news, discuss our opinions on important video game topics, and give you reviews of the games you may or may not want to play. From Mario Brothers to Halo, we've got you covered. Good game, everybody.
And now, Chris Watkins in his second year with your SPTV Sports.
In sports this week, many teams finished their regular seasons with a couple conference championships. The fifth-ranked men's basketball team clinched a share of its 29th WEAC regular season championship with a comeback win over UW Superior 70-60. Down 6 at halftime, the Pointers outscored the Yellow Jackets 43-27 in the second half behind 61.1% shooting from the field. Jordan Lutz led the way with 17 points. Alex Richard added 11, while Joe Ritchie scored 10 points. With a 15-1 record in the WEAC, the Pointers finished tied for first place with UW Whitewater. To decide who would be the top seed in the conference tournament, a coin flip was executed, with Whitewater winning the toss and being named top seed. The Pointers will have a bye and host a tournament game this Thursday at 7 p.m. The men's hockey team won the program's 10th regular season championship and first since the 99-2000 season. The team won both games this past weekend over UW River Falls 5-3 and UW Superior 7-0 on senior night. Against Superior, 7 players scored that began with a shorthanded goal by Lawrence Cornelia. Kevin Gibson, Joe Calise, and Kyle Sharkey each added goals, while goaltender Brandon Jager recorded his 5th shutout and 20th win of the season to give him back-to-back 20 wins. UWSP will face the winner of UW Stout versus UW Superior this Friday at home in the WEAC tournament. In the pool, the UWSP men's swimming and diving team won the 16th straight WEAC tournament and 19th overall. Sam Jekyll won the 100-yard freestyle, 100-yard butterfly, and 50-yard freestyle events. On the women's side, the team finished in 3rd place. The 400-yard freestyle relay team of Amanda Walker, Gemma Pillsbury, Alexa Pronga, and Emily Nienhaus won the event. Amanda Walker was also named the swimmer of the meet as she won 2 individual events and 2 relays. Finally, women's basketball clinched a winning season for the 15th straight year after senior Jamie DeStash hit the game-winning shot with 0.2 seconds to defeat UW Superior 58-56 on senior day. Allie Maselli led the way with 15 points, Lauren Anklam had 10 points, and DeStash had 5, but the most important 2. The Pointers begin WEAC tournament play on Wednesday, February 25th against UW Platteville. And that's all for sports.
Having trouble getting that first date? Ever wonder if soulmates are real? All your burning love questions can now be answered on SPTV's newest show, The Love Doctor. Join the Love Doctor herself, Michaela Hilgard, as she diagnoses UW Stevens Point's love problems. Whether it's an epidemic of shyness or a case of mixed signals, the Love Doctor is here with the cure.
You're watching SPTV here on Channel 983 on Charter.
Stand by camera 1. Coming in on camera in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take camera 1.
SPTV News serves Stevens Point, the largest city in Portage County and home to 26,000 people. SPTV News covers campus, local, and national news, as well as local sports and entertainment. Melissa Mitrovic will present you the latest in Point news. Tune in to Charter Channel 983 or visit our YouTube channel. SPTV News, pointing to you.
Don't let the snow and cold get you down this winter. The frozen tundra outside may keep you indoors, but here at SPTV, we'll still be getting you the best news, sports coverage, and entertainment that you need. Don't freeze your fingers and toes off to find out what's happening around campus. Stay warm, everyone.
And now, Erica Larson in her third year with your SPTV Entertainment.
"50 Shades of Grey" has sparked controversy all over the world. Here in Stevens Point, it has been a topic of conversation since its Valentine's Day weekend release. SPTV's Julia Flattery has more.
So this is just an interview for the newspaper.
50 Shades of Grey sizzled at the weekend box office. The erotic drama dominated the competition, whipping previous President's Day openers. Over the 4-day holiday, the movie made more than $90 million, making it one of the most successful opening weekends for a rated R film. While the film has had premature success, ratings for 50 Shades have not been as positive. Audiences and critics have reacted in different ways. According to CNN, several critics from publications like Variety, Vanity Fair, People, Chicago Tribune, and Entertainment Weekly, among others, have implied 50 Shades might not be worth the hype it has created. Even film stars Dakota Johnson as Anastasia Steele and Jamie Dornan as Christian Grey admitted to LifeSite.com they don't understand the hype associated with the film during a February 11th interview. Viewers from Stevens Point, Wisconsin offered their own opinions about the film to our news team.
I've read the books, and I really liked the books. The movie was good. I did fall asleep, but I was really tired because I saw it last night, but I liked it. It's kind of like a soft porn, for sure, but it's good.
I have not personally seen the movie because I believe that the book, from the experience that I had reading it, portrayed domestic abuse within the relationship. I don't believe that BDSM, there's anything wrong with that. If you and your partner have decided that that's what you're consenting to do as adults, great for you, do your thing. But the book very specifically gives us examples of abusive relationships within Anastasia and Grey. For example, she kicks him off saying, "Get away from me," within the book, and he threatens her as a response. He stalks her, he separates her from her friends and family. These are all signs of an abusive relationship, and I didn't want to see the movie because I didn't want to help promote a type of media that would promote those types of behaviors.
It's a good love movie, and it's not, don't take your little cousin though. Don't take your little cousin. I would take like a group of my friends or like a person I was dating, but it's a good movie.
I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. There were a lot of things going around Facebook, like saying like don't go, but I still wanted to see it to see what like all the hype was about. I didn't read the book, but I like knew what it was kind of going to be about. And like some people were like, I believe that you shouldn't have a relationship like they've got. Like don't try to idolize that, but like it was still good. And when you have that in mind, like you can still enjoy the movie for other parts. But like just as long as you like don't really act on that kind of stuff. But I think it's a good movie to see. I wouldn't say like don't go.
50 Shades of Grey is still playing at Rogers Cinema 6, located at 2725 Church Street in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. For a full list of showtimes, visit rogerscinema.com. For SPTV News, I'm Julia Flaherty.
My tastes are very singular. You wouldn't understand.
Enlighten me then.
It will be interesting to see what kind of controversy the next two films in the series bring. Another Academy Awards ceremony is in the history books. There were some big winners like Birdman and the Grand Budapest Hotel, and some serious moments. Paul Verkman is in Los Angeles with the latest.
Birdman, which sent Michael Keaton running in his underwear, went streaking to 4 Oscars at the 87th Annual Academy Awards Sunday. The film took Best Picture, Director, Cinematography, and Screenplay.
The script that started with a middle-aged man, interior dressing room, cross-leg floating, can go anywhere, and we are here.
The Grand Budapest Hotel, another visually quirky film, also won 4 Oscars, including Best Score and Production Design. Eddie Redmayne captured Best Actor for his portrayal of Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything, and Julianne Moore named Best Actress for Still Alice. The ceremony had some serious moments, with winners talking suicide, civil rights, and pay equality.
And equal rights for women in the United States of America.
Patricia Arquette won Best Supporting Actress for Boyhood. Supporting Actor went to J.K. Simmons for Whiplash as a maniacal teacher at a music school. Lady Gaga delivered her own tutorial on how to wow a crowd with a medley from The Sound of Music. In a final homage to Birdman, host Neil Patrick Harris recreated that memorable scene in his underwear.
Acting is a noble profession.
Paul Verkammen, Hollywood.
It's always amazing to see these stars honored for their work. Fans of the late Joan Rivers were concerned over the memoriam segment of the Oscars Sunday night. Those in the film industry who died in 2014. Many were upset that the comedian Joan Rivers didn't make the cut and took to Twitter to vent. Rivers, who died in September, was a fixture on Oscars red carpet pre-shows and appeared in several films. The group that oversees the Oscars says Rivers is included in an online in memoriam gallery on its website, Oscar.com. Other notable acting omissions include Elaine Stritch, Richard Kiel, and Taylor Negron. The list of canceled Bill Cosby shows is growing. 3 performances scheduled for this month in Boston, Pittsburgh, and North Carolina have been dropped. A 4th date is currently postponed. 2 of the shows were canceled with no explanation. The Boston show was canceled due to weather concerns. Cosby's tour, which began last fall, has also seen some venues cancel his performance. The comedian has been under intense scrutiny since more than 24 women accused the comedian of sexual abuse. Cosby has not been charged. His attorney denies all the allegations. That's all we have for entertainment happenings tonight. Mimi and Marty when we return.
All of the music's here on PMTV Late Night. Catch PMTV running all night long only on SPTV.
Let's have a party. Let's have a party.
You're watching SPTV here on Channel 983 on Charter.
This public service announcement is brought to you by SPTV. Hi, my name is Julia Flaherty. I've been living with juvenile diabetes for more than half of my life. I realized fairly early on in my diagnosis that this was an opportunity for me to take responsibility to draw awareness about a disease that, according to JDRF.org, affects almost 3 million Americans today. November is a National Diabetes Awareness Month. That's why I'm asking you to tweet me at Miss Trenchie on Twitter to tell me how you are going to help the world be diabetes-free. This disease is not curable. It is treatable. But for some people, that doesn't make it any less tolerable. Whether you have juvenile diabetes, know someone that does, or are just inspired to learn more about it, the month of November gives you a great opportunity to start. Don't push disease to invisibility. Set it free. This public service announcement is not affiliated with JDRF.org. This has been an SPTV production. Together, we strive to make media with UWSP students.
My name is Jackie Lang. I graduated from UW Stevens Point in 2013. I started off coming to general members meetings, showing up for the shows. From the first show that I was a part of, I just absolutely loved it. Now that I've graduated, I currently work at WFRV TV, which is Channel 5, the CBS affiliate in Green Bay. I also freelance for Lashbro Visual Communications. All of my experience, all of my knowledge came from SPTV. and I will forever be grateful to this organization for that.
All this talk about 50 Shades of Grey, are you going to plan on seeing it?
No, I will not be seeing it. Not because of the controversy, just because it doesn't interest me.
Well, aren't you no fun?
That's all we have for SPTV News tonight. Stay connected with our social media sites for all things SPTV. Good night, Stevens Point.
And stay warm.
Hey you! Are you creative? Do you like television? Would you like to make a show that appears on air? Then SPTV is the place for you. At SPTV, you can appear on air, learn how to shoot and edit video, write and produce your own show, and most importantly, gain skills and experiences that will last a lifetime. Want to join us at SPTV? Come check us out in the Communication Arts Center, rooms 121 and 130. We'd love to meet you. SPTV. Let's make media together.
These guys care about sports. The talk continues after the cameras stop rolling. Watch Final Take only right here on SPTV for anything pointers, anything sports.
Having trouble getting that first date? Ever wonder if soulmates are real? All your burning love questions can now be answered on SPTV's newest show, The Love Doctor. Join the Love Doctor herself, Michaela Hilgard, as she diagnoses UW-Stevens Point's love problems. Whether it's an epidemic of shyness or a case of mixed signals, the Love Doctor is here with the cure.
Got an itch to be on air? Join the SPTV News crew. Being an on and off-air reporter will help you gain experience in interviewing, shooting and editing video, and reporting behind the anchor desk. Join SPTV News, pointing to you.
This public service announcement is brought to you by SPTV. Hi, my name is Julia Flaherty. I've been living with juvenile diabetes for more than half of my life. I realized fairly early on in my diagnosis that this was an opportunity for me to take responsibility to draw awareness about a disease that, according to JDRF.org, affects almost 3 million Americans today. November is a National Diabetes Awareness Month. That's why I'm asking you to tweet me at Miss Trenchie on Twitter to tell me how you are going to help the world be diabetes-free. This disease is not curable. It is treatable. But for some people, that doesn't make it any less tolerable. Whether you have juvenile diabetes, know someone that does, or are just inspired to learn more about it, the month of November gives you a great opportunity to start. Don't push disease to invisibility. Set it free. This public service announcement is not affiliated with JDRF.org. This has been an SPTV production. Together, we strive to make media with UWSP students.
Stand by camera 1. Coming in on camera in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take camera 1.
SPTV News serves Stevens Point, the largest city in Portage County and home to 26,000 people. SPTV News covers campus, local, and national news, as well as local sports and entertainment. Melissa Mitrovic will present you the latest in Point news. Tune in to Charter Channel 983 or visit our YouTube channel. SPTV News, pointing to you.
My name is Lance Castor. I graduated from UW-Stevens Point in 2014. I started at SPTV my junior year. I was looking for a fun experience that also provided me with a chance to learn something, and SPTV was the place to come. Right now, I'm employed at WFRV-TV, the CBS affiliate located in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I can handle it because of what I was able to learn here at SPTV. You can be as creative as you want here. The only limits are those that you put on yourself. Those limits will